First of all, I had a lucky escape today. I was working at a florist and I was squeegeeing the windows. I pulled a lot of the bushes and shrubs away that were in front of the windows. And I was just about to clean the bottom section of the window to take the excess off the frame. And when I bent down quite fast, and there was a bamboo stick. And the bamboo stick went straight in the place where my eye would be. Now, thankfully, I was wearing my safety glasses. So the reason why I wear glasses is because I don't want to get soap, I don't want to get insects, I don't want to get dirt in my eye, including I don't want to get any bamboo sticks in my eye, because if I wasn't wearing those glasses, I would definitely not have a left eye. Now, the actual bamboo stick went onto my face, bounced off the glasses and went onto my face and, you know, scratched my face. So I didn't even see the bamboo stick, because when I was bending down, all I saw was the plant, and there was a bamboo stick sticking in there, and it wasn't a traditional coloured bamboo stick. It was like the same colour as it was green. So a green stick inside a green plant, I just didn't see it. So I had a very lucky escape. So when I'm working, I wear gloves. I don't want dirt on my skin. I don't want water damaging my skin. And, you know, I'll keep my fingernails clean because I don't get dirt on any of my fingers or hands. I wear a sun hat in the sun to protect my face, protect my neck. Or, you know, in the winter, I wear a winter's hat. And glasses, that's just to get the sunlight out my eyes, as well as keeping dangerous things from going into my eye. So, secondly, I wanted to talk about is these tools, and they do, after a while, wobble. This one here is an old handle, and that's the wobble that I've got there. This handle is not so old and not used as much, but there's a lot more movement here. So, that, for me, is not enough for me to say to myself that that's going to ruin the way that I work. So there is some margin there where I can still work with and get great results. Now, if this was moving like this when it should be rigid, then I would say, yeah, that is enough for me to either not want to use this tool anymore, replace it, or try and fix it. And what would I do? I might see there's a notch here where it locks in here. Obviously, it wears after a while. You could put some epoxy glue in there or some sort of hard setting putty, and when you put the place back there, it might set in place. When it dries, it'd be a lot bit more firmer. But now listen to this. This might go against the grain, but listen to my mentality. So if there was more movement in there, I'll still use it. And the reason why I'll still use it is because I can still get away with, it's not going to cause me too much aggravation, because I will work around things. Obviously, I've got an easier, more suitable way of working compared to most people. So I'm not struggling with my tools. I'm not fighting with my tools. With a little bit of wear here, it's not enough to make me suffer. But the good thing is, over time, tools wear out. If you use your tools properly, they will wear out. So this is the oldest channel here that I know of. It's my very first channel. It's a very old channel. It should be black and it's now silver. But I've been through many end clips and obviously rubbers and obviously handles. They've all worn out. But I do still look after my tools. Now, if I was like a typical popular YouTube window cleaner that you've seen many times, they just throw their tools in the back of their truck or in the back of their van, day in, day out, chuck, chuck, chuck. And then they complain, oh, the flick plug don't work, or the handle doesn't work, or this don't work, that don't work, because they've abused their tools. I use the tools properly, and over time, things wear out. So, oldest channel, it's still not bent, it's still not buckled, because I look after my tools as best I can. Obviously, I do drop things, but, you know, I tend to look after it. End clip's worn out, rubber's worn out, handle's worn out, but overall, yeah, there's a wobble there, but you can still work around it. But the good thing is, if you do go to a brand new handle where it's stiff and everything's not loose and moving, I guarantee you use a brand new tool, you're going to say to yourself, wow, look how good I am using this tool, because you've suffered, knowingly or not, with a tool that's worn out, that wears, that has movement in. If you can focus on working with a tool that is a little bit worn. Now, a great example is I used to use the worst poles in that I know of in my videos. The old Mormon poles, they were useless. They moved. The clamps didn't clamp very well. They were very wobbly, and I suffered, but I worked around the imperfections. When I used a brand new carbon fibre, glass fibre, or a good aluminium pole, wow, did I notice how well I could pole. Because I was working on a pole that, although I knew was crap, I didn't know how crap until I went on to something that was better. When your old tools wear out, they might, you might notice that things are not working so well. Stick with it. Wait a few more months, because when you get your new tools, or if you fix your tool, guarantee your skills will be that much higher. That's the only benefit really you can say. I can say when your tools are wearing out, your pole's wearing out, this and that's wearing out, you're working around those problems. As soon as you get a brand new tool, you're just another window cleaner. Right, so another thing I should say is 17th of September, I'm going to be at the Mark Monroe show, and it will be, yeah, it's on the 17th on a Saturday. So if you're struggling with your tools, if you're struggling with your liquidators, if your liquidators is giving lines, bring the tool, I'll look at it and I'll say, well, the end clips are ruined, the channel's ruined, or probably your way or your working is ruined. This is how you fix it. And, you know, free advice. Learn how to clean the highest, hardest windows, because I'm going to be working on some really tough windows. And I guarantee every single person, no matter how good or how bad they are, they're all going to come away thinking, I've done something I would never, ever imagined I could do prior. So you can work on the hardest windows. It doesn't matter how hard they are. All you're going to do is listen, follow a few steps. Use this tool, no other tool. That handle, that channel. Use one method. But there's 101 advanced ways to use these tools. Many different ways. One tool, one method, but 100 or 200 or maybe even more advanced ways that you wouldn't implement in your normal way of working, and you'll come away thinking, I'm so glad that I turned up to the show, because I can now have the confidence to use this tool or buy a tool like this and know exactly what I need to do to get to the next level of window cleaning. Guaranteed, doesn't matter how bad you are, everybody will be able to improve. And, you know, there are some window cleaners that have their modified tools, their modified wagtails, the modified Contour Pro Plus, whatever, and they think that they have a better way of working. Come along, come and show everybody what you can do. And I will say, okay, you've shown what you can do. I'll show you what I can do, and there'll be a huge difference in what I can do with this tool and you can do with your tool. And you'll probably go away thinking, I've learned something. It's not being big-headed, it's not being arrogant, it's just the facts. This is the most proficient, efficient, effective tool. Follow a few guidelines and you'll become the most proficient, efficient, most effective window cleaner using a squeegee. Talking about using the squeegees, I went to a job today. Actually, I did many jobs today where I only poked my eye out with the bamboo stick. And I was working next door to another window cleaner who was doing a job that I used to do. And, you know, he's a bit arrogant, a bit cheeky. He said, I'm doing one of your jobs. And I said, yeah, you're right, mate, you're right. Just being cocky and arrogant. So I said, the problem is, though, the person who owns his business is probably paying a lot more than what he did, and he's getting a lot less out of it. So yeah, everybody's got their way of well, you know, you can say whatever you want to say. I won't use anything that is an ad hominem attack. I just use common sense, factual facts. And the problem is, this guy was using one hand, using one squeegee fits all, 12-inch squeegee, one hand, changing the tools over on the pole, working longer, harder, slower, getting less results. He said, mate, I've been cleaning windows for 10 years. It doesn't matter if you've been cleaning windows for 30 years. Look at how you're cleaning windows. Look at the mistakes you're making. Look how slow you are. I did literally 3 jobs because they were all literally next door to each other. When I worked in places, I would do one job next door to each other. Basically, just walk up and down the street, do a load of jobs. Since COVID, I stopped doing a lot of jobs. Some I lost, and others I just didn't bother going back to. So we had a little bit of discussion, and I said, look, you know, yeah, you're doing an old job of mine, so what? I don't give, you know, the only person who's losing is the boss of that company. I haven't lost, I've gained, because, you know, a lot of my prices are cheap, and, you know, I'll be charging more anyway. And he's got a window cleaner that's working longer, harder, slower, forever getting less results. And I went down the road, did 7 more jobs, come back up the road with my sawbow cart, just about to get into my vehicle to drive home, and he's still working there. And I said, look, if you're interested, I can help you become a much more efficient and effective window cleaner. But you got to do 2 things. You've got to drop your arrogance, you got to drop your ego, and accept defeat. F off. So that's the only thing that I had off him, and that is, you know, that's the typical. My mum's coming now, so I'm gonna have to go. But that's the typical sort of scenario. You work in an area of another window cleaner. They feel offended. They feel threatened, and no, there's only one outcome. When they're working side by side next to me, literally side by side on a job, one guy is going to look a lot inferior than the other guy. One guy is going to have a big chip on his shoulder than the other guy, and one guy is going to get very upset with the other guy. So drop the ego, drop the arrogance and the ignorance. Come along on the Mark Monroe WCP show, and yeah, you've got to admit defeat, but once you've drawn the line in the sand, you can now improve, become a better performing window cleaner. More importantly, work less hard, less long, and put more money in your pocket.